Vito Scaletta is one of gaming's most compelling characters, not because he's a hero, and not because he's larger than life, but because he feels real. He's flawed, ambitious, and shaped by a harsh world that never really gives him an easy choice. In this video we're breaking down what truly defines Vito, his roots, his motivation, the friendships that guide him, and the tragic path that ultimately decides his fate. Mafia II doesn't just tell Vito's story, it lets us live it step by step, through the eyes of a man who simply just wants a better life. Vito's story begins long before he steps foot in Empire Bay. His childhood in Sicily is defined by violence, political unrest, and a constant fight to survive. These early experiences teach him that the world is unforgiving, and that sometimes you have to bend the rules just to get by. When his family moves to America, they're met not by opportunity but by new struggles. Empire Bay is cold, crowded, and full of unspoken rules. Mafia II uses its environments brilliantly. The cramped apartment, the tired expressions of other NPCs, and the small interactions with Vito's mother and sister all build a sense of realism. They help us understand why Vito becomes who he is. He isn't seeking trouble, he's trying to escape the cycle he was born into. But survival isn't easy, and the city pushes him towards choices that blur the line between necessity and criminality. Vito's motivation is simple on the surface. He wants a better life, not riches, not power, just dignity and stability. But in Empire Bay, honest work barely pays the rent. The game shows this early on when Vito does exhausting labor for almost no reward. These moments make his eventual slide into crime feel believable. When Joe enters the picture, Vito sees a glimpse of a different path. One where he isn't powerless, where he can actually change his circumstances. But this creates a constant internal conflict. The life Joe offers is exciting and profitable, but it also challenges Vito's sense of right and wrong. Throughout the story we see him question his choices, hesitate before pulling the trigger, and carry guilt after certain missions. This tension between ambition and morality is what makes Vito so relatable. He's not a typical gangster, he's young, he's a man trying to escape poverty in the only way the world seems to allow. At the center of Vito's journey is his friendship with Joe Barbaro. Their dynamic is messy and chaotic and deeply human. Joe is impulsive and reckless, while Vito is more cautious and thoughtful, but they balance each other. Joe gives Vito opportunity, and Vito gives Joe stability. Vito's loyalty to Joe becomes one of his defining traits. Even when Joe makes choices that drag them deeper into danger, Vito stands by him. These moments add emotional depth to the narrative, reminding us that our relationships shape our decisions as much as our ambitions do. Mafia II leans heavily into this theme. Sometimes loyalty can lift you up, but it can also pull you down. And for Vito, loyalty often comes with a price. By the end of the game, Vito has survived wars, betrayals, and losses. But survival comes at a cost. The final scene where Vito realizes that Joe won't be walking away with him is one of the most memorable moments in crime game storytelling. It's not loud or dramatic, it's quiet, inevitable, and heartbreaking. Mafia II doesn't offer Vito closure because that's not how life works. His dreams of a better future slip away, leaving him with money, status, and power, but none of the things he truly wanted. The tragedy of Vito's story is that he never stops striving, yet the world around him never lets him escape the consequences of his choices. Vito Scaletta isn't memorable because he's a perfect protagonist. He's memorable because he feels human, shaped by his past, driven by hope, and haunted by the decisions he makes along the way. Mafia II blends storytelling, world building, and character development in a way few games have matched even today. His journey reflects the struggles many people face, trying to rise above hardship, trying to protect the people they care about, and trying to build a life that feels meaningful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why even to this day, Vito Scaletta remains one of gaming's most unforgettable characters.